So Lee, what I want to talk about is going beyond the traditional methods. This is about redefining standards, expectation in a state agency with IAD. What does that look like?
So I think one of the big things that we shake up with the model is moving away from the traditional KPIs that people have been chasing for years, me, myself included back in agency day, of chasing those KPIs and really shifting the focus towards something more like a PPI, which would be your personal performance indicator and the things that matter to you. So the things that matter to you might still well be the number of properties that you put on the market, your average fee, but it might also be the amount of time off you get each year with to spend with your family, or the house that you're moving to, or the holidays that you've had, and actually building a more holistic focus around your entire life rather than just these very channeled elements of your business life, and actually looking at the thing a little bit broader.
Okay. So IAD is new to the UK shores. It's a name that's not been around, but it's got a real lot of success and history across the continent. So the reason that you sold the business and you became the foundation of like IAD UK, what was it that attracted you to IAD as a model in the business when you actually had to make that big decision?
Yeah, so when we really got to know the business and understand its foundations and its origin. So the business itself was started in 2008 by three guys in a garage, as every great startup generally is. It was designed from day one with the ability to allow people to operate property businesses from home. So without having that high street premise that they didn't feel at the time as the founders, it was needed and it was necessary. They very much lent into a technology-backed business that supported their agents in the digital world, rather than having a necessity around the franchisees, as you might have seen it back in 2008, to have physical premises and spend the money in a different way. So they then spent the money in a different way, promoting and supporting the agents and giving more of the share of the commission to those agents for the reward of doing the business. One of the things that they identified very early on was the fact that they wanted to operate a network marketing based business, which allowed
pyramid scheme, right?
Individuals. Let's talk about that. But it allows individuals to grow a business within the business of IAD. So there is very much a misconception around some of this. So it definitely within the market, you can talk about it being a multi-level marketing business, a network marketing business, and some people therefore then refer to a pyramid scheme by the shape of a structure. However, pyramid schemes, for one, are illegal in the UK. You cannot operate a pyramid scheme in the UK, and this is not one of them. One of the major things that defines a pyramid scheme is that people within the organisation get paid for bringing other people into the organisation. And the only point at which you would get rewarded with revenue share from somebody that you bring into the business is if they themselves have earned revenue. So there is a portion of the fee, 12.2%, which is retained outside of the 69% on every transaction to pay the mentors that have grown their own organisation within the business, and they then take a share of that for looking after the agents within the business, for supporting them, for working alongside them, and therefore sharing in that success.
So this whole mentoring thing, it's not I'm just doing it for the love of man or woman. Actually, you're doing it because there's a financial reward as well.
There absolutely is. Yeah, there is a financial reward as well to actually spending that time and working with the people within your organisation and building the business. And therefore, the guys built that from 2008 and through until we'd met them for the first time in sort of last year in 2023. But over that period, in France alone, they'd built the business to have 15,000 agents in that market. And that market by transaction levels is the same as the UK. So I think just from one business, it gives a size of the potential opportunity that could sit within the UK market for self-employed agents.
So if you're an estate agent that's got a decent career behind you, maybe you've been doing it for 20 years, and you're sitting here thinking, okay, what does phase 3 of my career look like?
Yeah.
What sort of benefits does this type of model give to that person as opposed to a more traditional way?
So I think as a lifelong agent and a lifelong agent myself, I think the model itself gives people the ability to continue to perform as an agent, but utilize the experience and the time that they've spent in the market to craft a career that they would be proud of, and actually work in a way that suits their customers in their market, whether that be being able to work 6 days, 7 days, 5 days, 4 days, work at different times of the day to suit their customers' needs, deal with a particular type of house or price point within their market, and use all of those skills that they've got to be able to build that business themselves. I think as any long-time agent will know, people buy people. The brand is one thing and it sits behind you and it supports you. However, that person that you meet in the living room, that customer that gives you the keys to their home, buys you. And this is a model that allows you to see that through from end to end and deliver that sort of service level that you would be proud of, with the autonomy to deliver it in the way in which you want to, independently, but with the structure that we have as a business.
If you got
you're
to
not
the
alone.
stage where, you know, and I can identify this myself, I'd actually done my time of valuing properties, selling them. You know, by 27, 28, I'd been doing the job for 10, 11, 12 years, and it was actually, I want more from it than this. And there was almost probably a limitation of what I could get from it. So what limitations and what freedom exists for someone perhaps who's wanting more than just purely selling houses from the business?
Yeah. In traditional agency, you generally take two paths as you build in experience and knowledge with it as an agent. You move from that sort of negotiator role into a senior negotiator, then you might be a valuer, and then you have a choice. You come to a crossroads, and you're either a good enough valuer, so someone makes you an assistant manager for some reason, not quite sure why, or you go down a senior valuer role and
you'll
you
leave if
you
I don't make you that.
Yeah, or you're leaving, yeah. So, and all of a sudden people get thrust into management of people, and that might not be right for you. You might not have the skills to be able to manage a team of people and work with them in that way. And you might not want to, but you feel like it might be your only route. And actually you might just say, do you know what? I love property. I love dealing with people. And that's just what I want to do. And I want to earn a really decent portion of the commission that I charge. I want to deal with a comfortable amount of people that I know I can control every facet of this move and generate raving reviews every time and live by referral. Or you might want to then turn your hand when you're ready to mentorship of others. And naturally, successful agents breed intrigue and people that want to talk to you about, how did you get into that? I'd love to get into property. It's always something I wanted to do.
Yeah, along with the weather, sport, football results at the weekend, property is probably one of the three topics you can guarantee that as typical Brits will talk about.
Every time at a party, somebody will talk to you about it, right? So it gives you the ability to be able to embrace those conversations in a different way, where you don't have to find a role for them in the business that you might have been at previously, but actually you can give them the opportunity and the same opportunity that you've had, and then you can support them on that journey. You're not their manager. That's not how this system works. They are independent entrepreneurs. They sign the same contract as you, and they have exactly the same opportunity.
And you're earning off their productivity.
They earn 69% of the commission as you do, but the 12.2% remain. You earn a share of the 12.2%. And as their mentor, you are then mutually incentivized to make sure that they are successful, that they're getting the most out of the system and they're enjoying it. And therefore you both sit within that reward structure.
So put someone like myself, you know, I'm in the last chapter of my working career. So let's say, for argument's sake, fast forward, if I was working with IAD, I was a mentor, and I've got my own productivity in the business that I've built. Let's say, for argument's sake, I decided I'm going to go off to Spain. I'm going to enjoy a life of semi-retirement. Do I have to say goodbye to the business I've built?
No, not necessarily. So the business is unique for two reasons. So the multi-level marketing, the MLM side of the business is unique in the UK. With the only sort of recognised business that operates with this system. But the beauty of this system is that when you build an organisation of other agents that work with you and you're earning a recurrent share of the money that they're charging, you building another line of income into your business. If that continues to succeed and it's a side of your business that you want to develop, in time, that side of your business can completely overtake the production side of your business of you personally selling houses, to the point where you don't need to continually sell houses to earn money, because you've got a team of people that work within your organization that you look after and you mentor, and you earn from the productivity of the agents within your network. Therefore, you can look towards a semi-retirement, come away from selling properties on the front line and just to look after your development group. Or indeed, you have the ability with this model to sell that organisation, and that organisation actually has a value.
So it's got
in
a
the
value
market.
in terms
it's got a
of
complete legacy value.
So even though it's IAD UK, my name on boards, etc., that's an asset that I potentially can sell.
Absolutely. So yeah, your organisation is your asset, and it's your asset to sell either to somebody else within the organisation, within the 20,000 strong agent network that we've got at IAD, or actually from somebody from outside the network that might be looking to get into the network. So how typical is it that someone actually is within the IAD infrastructure and ecosystem would want to buy my business off of me? 9 times out of 10, the transactions that happen on an annual basis go to other IAD agents. For what reason do you think that is? I think they just understand the model, and they're already invested in the model and understand the benefits of an organisation and the benefits that an organisation can bring a mentor that looks after that organisation. So you almost have a ready pool of buyers to be able to buy your organisation should you ever want to retire, relocate, or leave the business. So again, building a business, relatively low startup cost apart from the investment in yourself, but something that's got a real tangible value that someone like me, I could sit here, flog it, off to Spain I go, and sit in the sunshine sipping margaritas. Completely unique to us here. Real benefit. Thanks, Chris.